There is a whisper today, a gentle voice speaking directly to the heart of every woman who feels tired, broken, and worn out. It is a voice of hope, a divine reminder that your current state is not your final story. You may be weary from the battles you have fought, from the weight you carry alone. But know this, tiredness and brokenness are not who you are. They are merely seasons you are passing through. God is whispering to you because he sees what others do not. He sees the tears you hide, the sleepless nights, the battles fought silently within your soul. Your pain is not unnoticed. It matters. You are not invisible. There is no mistake, no accident in your journey. Every hardship you endure is seen, valued, and purposeful. Understand this deeply. Your purpose has not been erased by your trials. Your value is not determined by the scars on your heart or the setbacks in your life. There is a divine purpose woven into the fabric of your being, and no circumstance can diminish that. You were created for greatness, for destiny, for a life that surpasses what you can imagine. Rest is not weakness. It is obedience. It is not surrender to defeat, but a wise strategy of the Spirit. God is calling you to stop striving in your own strength and come into his presence. There, in that quiet place, you will find restoration, clarity, and peace. Rest is the sanctuary where your soul is healed and your strength renewed. True strength is born when you admit you are weak. It is not in pretending to be strong, but in surrendering to the power of God who lifts the weary and strengthens the broken. When you stop pretending, you open the door to the limitless power that transforms brokenness into beauty, weakness into strength. Know this, every challenge, every tear, every disappointment is not the end, but a preparation. God is shaping you, refining you, building character and resilience. What feels like a valley is actually the soil where your greatness is being planted. Your breakthrough is not far away. It is closer than you think. The whisper you hear is a promise of new beginnings, of joy that will replace sorrow, of strength that will overcome fatigue, of a future filled with hope and purpose. Do not give up. Your journey is far from over. Embrace the whisper and step forward in faith. The woman who is tired and broken today will rise tomorrow victorious and renewed. Your current state is not your destiny. This truth is one of the most powerful realities you can ever embrace in life. When you find yourself overwhelmed by pain, weariness, or disappointment, it's easy to believe that this is all there is for you, that your brokenness defines you, and that your struggle will never end. But the voice of divine wisdom reminds you that what you see and feel right now is just a moment in time, not the full story. Life is filled with seasons, and some seasons are meant for rest, reflection, and renewal. The fact that you are tired, hurting, or feeling broken does not mean you are defeated or forgotten. It means you are in a process, a necessary part of your journey towards something greater. No matter how deep the valley you walk through, it is not where your story concludes. Just as the seed must be buried in darkness before it sprouts into life, your current struggles are setting the stage for your growth and transformation. Destiny is about the path God has laid out for you, a path filled with purpose, potential, and promise, not the painful detours or obstacles that momentarily slow you down. To mistake your current state for your destiny is to limit what God can do through you. You have been created with a purpose that transcends your present circumstances. Even when life tries to convince you otherwise, you must hold on to the vision of the future God has for you. Your present pain does not erase your future joy. Your present weakness does not cancel your future strength. Your present trials are temporary, but your destiny is eternal. It is beyond what you can see or imagine right now, but it is very real. And it is waiting for you to rise and walk into it with courage and faith. God sees your pain, and it matters more than you can imagine. In moments when the world seems indifferent, when people turn away or fail to understand the depth of your struggle, God is fully aware. He is not distant or detached from your suffering. He is present, watching over you with compassion and tender care. Your tears do not fall unnoticed, and your broken heart is not overlooked. Every ache, every wound you carry matters deeply to Him because you matter deeply to Him. The pain you endure is not meaningless or accidental. It is part of your story, but it is not the sum total of who you are. God's eyes are on you, and He values your journey, even the painful parts. Your pain is a language that reaches Him, and He responds with a love that is beyond human comprehension. It is a love that sees beyond the surface to the very core of your being, recognizing your worth and your dignity despite what you may feel inside. When you feel alone, remember this: God's heart breaks with yours. He is moved by your pain, not to condemn or judge, but to comfort, heal, and restore. Your suffering is precious in His sight because it reveals your humanity and your need for His grace. And in His presence, your pain will find purpose. It becomes the soil in which strength, resilience, and wisdom grow. Your pain matters, not because it defines you, but because it connects you to the heart of God, who promises to walk with you through every trial and bring you to a place of peace. Your purpose remains intact despite your trials, because purpose is not something that can be broken or erased by hardship. Trials may shake you, challenge you, and even cause you to question your worth or direction, but they do not have the power to cancel the destiny that has been placed inside you. Purpose is planted deep within your soul, given by a Creator who knows your beginning and your end, and no external circumstance can diminish or destroy that divine assignment. When life feels overwhelming and obstacles seem insurmountable, it's easy to feel like giving up, like the dreams and goals you once had are slipping away. But the truth is, purpose is stronger than pain. It is a fire burning beneath the ashes of difficulty, waiting for you to rise and claim it again. Your trials are not signs of failure or abandonment. Rather, they are the refining process that prepares you to walk in the fullness of what you were made to be. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to grow into your purpose more fully. The lessons learned through struggle build character, patience, and wisdom, qualities essential to fulfilling your destiny. Purpose is not about a perfect, trouble-free life. It is about fulfilling the reason you were created, no matter what the circumstances look like. Even when you feel broken, the core of your purpose remains untouched. It waits patiently for you to rediscover it, to hold on to it, and to press forward in faith. Your trials do not cancel your calling. They clarify it. They reveal the strength, resilience, and faith that you didn't know you had. Through every hardship, your purpose stands firm, intact, and ready for you to step into it with confidence and hope. Rest is divine, not weakness. In a world that constantly demands more effort, more endurance, more sacrifice, rest is often misunderstood as giving up or falling behind. But rest is a sacred command, a gift from God to renew your strength and restore your soul. It is not a sign of failure. Rather, it is an act of obedience to the divine rhythm that balances work and renewal. When you honor rest, you are acknowledging that you are not meant to carry every burden alone or rely solely on your own strength. God designed rest to be a place of healing, a refuge where your spirit is refreshed and your mind is cleared. It is in rest that clarity comes, creativity is birthed, and the deepest parts of your being find peace. Ignoring rest is like running a race without pause. You may keep moving, but eventually exhaustion will overtake you. To rest is to trust that God is in control, that he will sustain you even when you step back from the demands of life. Rest is also an invitation to reconnect with God, to come apart from the noise and busyness and listen to his whisper. In that sacred space, you receive not only physical rejuvenation, but spiritual strength. It is a time to realign with your purpose and hear the guidance that can only come when your heart is quiet and open. Choosing rest is a declaration that your worth is not measured by what you produce or how hard you strive, but by who you are, a beloved creation of God. It is in rest that your true power is restored, not diminished. To embrace rest is to embrace the divine design for your life, knowing that strength flows from surrender and renewal comes through stillness. Strength comes from surrender, a truth that often feels paradoxical but is deeply profound. Many believe strength is about holding on tightly, pushing through difficulties with sheer willpower, and refusing to show any sign of weakness. But true strength is found not in stubborn resistance, but in the courageous act of surrendering, letting go of control and placing your trust in a power greater than yourself. When you surrender, you admit that you cannot carry every burden alone, that your own strength has limits, and that you need help beyond what you can see or understand. Surrender is not defeat. It is the gateway to divine strength. It is the moment you stop fighting against what you cannot change and begin cooperating with the divine purpose at work in your life. In surrender, you release the weight of trying to fix everything by yourself and open your heart to receive grace, wisdom, and power that transform your weakness into resilience. This is where your brokenness becomes the foundation for new strength, because surrender invites healing and renewal. When you surrender, you align yourself with a greater plan, one that sees beyond your pain and struggles to the destiny you are meant to fulfill. It takes humility and faith to let go. But in that humility, you tap into a reservoir of strength that is unshakable. You discover that real power is not about how much you can endure alone, but how deeply you can trust and depend on God's presence to carry you through. Strength comes from surrender, because it is in the yielding that you are made whole, empowered, and ready to rise. The act of surrender breaks the chains of pride and self-reliance and releases a force within you that can overcome every obstacle. True strength is born in the quiet, faithful choice to surrender and let divine power lead the way. You are being prepared for something greater, even if right now it feels like you are stuck in a season of struggle and uncertainty. Life's challenges are not random. They are carefully designed steps in your preparation for a destiny far beyond what you can yet see. Every difficulty you face, every disappointment, and every moment of pain is shaping you, refining you, and strengthening your character. Just as a precious metal must go through fire to become pure and valuable, you are being molded by the trials in your life to become the woman you were meant to be. Preparation is not always comfortable or easy. It often feels like waiting without progress, like being tested without relief. But this is the divine process at work. The moments when you feel weak or broken are the very moments that are preparing you to carry something greater. You are being equipped with wisdom, resilience, and faith, qualities that no easy victory could ever give you. This preparation is about more than endurance. It is about transformation. It is about becoming the person strong enough to handle the responsibility, influence, and purpose that awaits you. God's timing is perfect. He does not rush your preparation because he wants you fully ready to walk in your destiny with confidence and strength. Every struggle is building a foundation that will support your future success and fulfillment. You may not see it now, but each hardship is a building block in the architecture of your purpose. So when you feel weary and worn down, remember that this season is not wasted. You are not forgotten or left behind. You are being prepared for something greater, something far more magnificent than your present circumstances. And when the time comes, you will rise with power, wisdom, and grace to fulfill the divine plan crafted just for you. Your breakthrough is closer than you think, even if it feels like you've been waiting forever. Sometimes when you're deep in the struggle, the light at the end of the tunnel seems too faint, too distant. But often, the moment you feel most discouraged is just before the tide begins to turn. Breakthrough is not always loud or sudden. Sometimes it comes quietly, like a whisper, a shift in the atmosphere, a door opening that you didn't even realize was locked. You must understand that every delay, every closed door, every season of waiting is working together to position you perfectly for the breakthrough you desperately need. The time you've spent in trial has been a time of preparation, training your spirit, strengthening your faith, and refining your character. The obstacles you've faced are not barriers to keep you out, but stepping stones to lift you higher. Often breakthroughs come when you least expect them, when you've exhausted your own strength and finally lean fully into faith. It is then that God moves in ways beyond human understanding to release you from what has held you back. Your breakthrough might be a solution you've been praying for, a restoration of what was lost, a new opportunity, or a fresh vision for your life. But know this, it is near, it is coming. Do not give up just before the miracle arrives. Hold on to hope, keep pressing forward, and trust that the whisper you hear today is the promise of the breakthrough tomorrow. Your moment of victory, healing, and restoration is closer than you think. Stay faithful, because your breakthrough is on its way. Remember this, no matter how heavy your heart feels, no matter how deep your pain or how long you're waiting, you are not forgotten and you are not forsaken. The whispers you hear today are the echoes of a divine promise that you are being lifted, strengthened, and prepared for a future filled with hope and purpose. Your brokenness is not the end, it is the beginning of a new chapter written by a loving God who sees you, knows you, and delights in your victory. Stand firm in faith, embrace the rest that renews, surrender to the power that strengthens, and keep your eyes fixed on the breakthrough that is coming. You are more than your struggles, greater than your fears, and destined for a life that only you can live. The world awaits the fullness of who you are meant to become. Rise, because your time is now.